Hello. Hello, Gareth.
Hello.
Hello, Gareth. The spaghetti man.
So full of spaghetti, so ready for Preddy.
Oh no. You are ready. I can tell. Excellent.
Sorry.
I don't think
you ready?
I don't think you're ready for this, Preddy.
Oh, well, that's been the show.
Yeah, see ya. We got a tight deadline though between spaghetti and bed. You know,
Betty.
it's spaghetti and Betty. This podcast sponsored by Getty the Spaghetti Yeti,
Oh, I forgot about him.
famed Waddies mascot, cultural New Zealand icon. Getty the Spaghetti Yeti.
Well, you run to get to the chopper, but it's sinking. Welcome to Pink Floyd, the podcast where we watch every movie ever made to see if it syncs up with Pink Floyd's 1973 magnum opus, The Dark Side of the Moon. My name is Gareth Blackler, and with me is James Barron.
Yeah, dude, James Barron here. What's up? We are tough boys ready to record a podcast here at Pink Floyd because we watched Predator.
Predator!
Yeah.
What is your relationship with this movie? Predator.
Not very strong relation. I have seen it before. It's a movie I've seen once when I was probably back in 2001. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Pre-high school, maybe too early to watch this movie, but anyway, I've seen it before. It's a big dumb action movie and it's great. That's
Do you like the sequels?
I've not seen any of the sequels. This is the only...
Really, not even Alien versus?
No, yes. I've seen...
Interesting.
I've seen Predator. I've seen Alien. I have not seen Alien v Predator or any other movie in both franchises. So...
It's interesting that Alien and Predator teamed up and now are forever to be, compared. Because, Alien is this beautiful masterpiece of, horror. And, Predator is something very different.
It's true.
A completely different... A movie with different aims. This is the most I've ever felt a movie to be a vehicle for its star. I literally just felt the scenes carrying Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I forgot starred in this movie.
Yeah, man. It's a big Arnie show here.
It's the biggest Arnie show.
Yeah.
And every scene is just carrying him to a cool fight. And, you see other buff dudes just not buff enough for him. And then the buffest dude, the Preddy, isn't buff enough either. It's just, it's magical.
It's a buff dudes contest in film form. I would say that from what I know about the movie Aliens, I feel like it's closer to this, not on the same level, and that this is just wall to wall muscle, but more actiony definitely. So that was getting closer to Alien v Predator hitting the horizons, you know. It was lining up for that much more so than the original Alien, which, as you say, much more serious sci-fi horror kind of thing. But yes, this movie.
Have you not seen Aliens either?
I've not seen Aliens, no. So
you've seen nothing else in the Alien world?
No, I've only seen Alien.
Universe.
I've seen Alien Covenant, and
I haven't seen that.
And the later movies that are vaguely prequels. I've seen Prometheus, which I guess counts.
Yes.
But I haven't seen the original trilogy of Alien movies. I've only seen the first one, so someday. That's probably sacrilege to mention on our movie podcast, but I'm not a liar, so I'm gonna stand for my truth.
The worst thing you can do on a movie podcast is lie.
Exactly. I've seen... So I'll say what I have seen. Mea culpa for not watching the other ones, but I haven't seen them yet. There's still time. I'm not going to die in the 36-degree heat tomorrow, so it'll be fine.
I'd never seen this movie. I think I've seen Alien versus Predator.
Okay.
And that's about it. I'm aware of the Predator reboots that came out because one of them had Topher Grace, and at the time in 2010, I was really into a blog that kept you updated on Topher Grace.
Good to know what he's
so
up
I knew
to.
a lot about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was exactly what the article was called, was What's Up with Topher Grace.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Video Gum.
Oh yeah. So he was
that blog.
So he was in one of the Alien v Predators then, you're saying?
He's in Predators. 2010.
Predators. Okay.
Predators.
Much like Aliens.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's yeah, I think the same feeling the Alien franchise, these like beautiful, creepy masterpieces and pretentious, weird Prometheuses.
Yes.
The way that they're now paired with Predator is probably a lot like how Pink Floyd feel being paired with Predator by us.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison. In fact, it's probably like they feel that way about every movie that we've compared them with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like perhaps Alien v Predator coming up at some point because it's an unholy pairing, much like we do every week on the show. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Who would be the Predator to Pink Floyd's Alien, or vice versa?
What is... Oh, like a rival band, maybe, that has to do battle against them? First instinct...
Like AC/DC?
Yeah, it's got to be something like loud and abrasive, right? Yeah, AC/DC is a great pick.
What was your first instinct?
First instinct was the Rolling Stones, which I don't think is correct now.
No, they have to battle the Beatles, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Pop culture's decided that.
They have their own Alien vs. Predator situation going on, which is far more successful than Pink Floyd versus AC/DC, which I think is accurate. Yeah, I think I can't top that pairing, so...
Yeah,
Nice one.
Well, should we get into our unholy pairing of watching Predator on mute with Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon playing on loop?
Yes. Who's the predator and who's the prey in both this movie and in this podcast?
Wait, out of the two of us?
Yeah, I was thinking like us versus the movie, maybe. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Okay. Find out after these messages. No. Let's just launch in. We've got stars in space with the heartbeats at the top of the movie. We're up in space, gliding around a spaceship. We see flying through space. I'm thinking Krull. Here we go.
Yes. Obviously. Oh my god, it's so Krull.
It shoots a wee pod towards the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
Unknown when this is happening, much like in Krull. But
or the Thing.
Yeah, or the Thing, yeah. It's just this could happen anytime because there's like legends about the Predator that are told later on. This guy's set up shop here in these woods in the jungles. But we don't know for how long, but long enough to establish himself. Anyway, this is working with the Speak to Me opening of the album.
It's always doing it for me.
Yeah,
you
man.
show some slow space at the start of a movie, you're going to get a good sync with Speak to Me.
It's true. Yeah, just start in space, no matter the context of the movie. Tends to work well.
Well, I text this to you off mic, but I was sitting down to watch 8th Grade, the A24 beautiful movie, and I was like, why does this start in space? That's interesting. Oh, but the music's great. I'm loving this. And then the Krull title comes up and I'm watching the wrong movie.
The best, though.
Yeah.
Imagine if 8th Grade did start in space, though. It's just like a Hollywood mainstay. It's like, establish the universe, and then we zoom in to any situation occurring. But know that this takes place in our galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I need to know, that reassurance, because otherwise, I'm lost.
Otherwise, I'm going to be distracted for at least the first half hour.
Yeah, man. Lost in space. It's no good.
Yeah.
I hear that's a bad situation. All right. Now, zooming in, we've got helicopters gliding over a bay, into a open bay full of like army dudes. But this is matching breed for me as well. It's like just
for sure.
Seeing things gliding around at the start of the movie. It feels good with a bit of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You know, being in a helicopter. I'd be trying to hear it over the rotors, but it would be working. And no, here we go. We've got some 80s ass dudes just rolling out of this helicopter.
Oh.
Here they are. We don't know them at this point, but this is the team that we're going to be tagging along with for an adventure. We got our pilot of this helicopter. I think he's flying it, is bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger. The big surprise for Gareth.
What's your relationship with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Best friends, I think. No, like I love Arnie. I like a lot of the movies that he's in. I'm a big Terminator fan. I like a lot of dumb sci-fi movies, so he's always a delight. I fucking love him in Commando.
Yes, so this movie followed Commando for him, I'm pretty sure.
It has a lot of the same energy as Commando.
Yeah.
He still had some like one-liners left over from Commando that he didn't manage to squeeze in. And so he just puts them into Predator and no one bats an eye. They're like, yep, we expect this from old man Arnie. It's all good. Check out.
This was kind of like when he started to become what he is. Like, it's before Terminator 2, but like, he was getting the catchphrases in. He apparently fought to be able to smoke a cigar during it.
Yep, hell yeah.
And like to the point where I think it's in the scene, he's smoking a cigar and they've had to CGI the lit cigar because he couldn't actually smoke it where he was.
Well, yeah, you can't light a cigar inside a helicopter, I think is a pretty strict rule just because of like fire safety reasons. And also like just filming is a nightmare. Have like a real it's the 80s, but at least they had it's good to know they had some standards for filming, you know. But yes, here in the intro shot he's smoking just this huge Cuban. It's great stuff. Also his name is Dutch in the movie, which is a big old macho name. In fact, everyone on the team, we only get their like code names maybe, but like just one word names for each of them, and they're all equally macho. It's great. We take a completely unnecessary jeep journey for about like 100 meters along this beach, just over to a little tent that's been set up. I just love that that is included.
And they're driving like through the low tide.
It's just like we have all this army stuff that isn't going to be able to feature in the rest of the film, but know that there's a big army presence here, or some kind of militia or something like that anyway. But yeah, we get a little bit of an intro from a general guy here who's like, they've lost a cabinet minister in the jungle, and that's why we're here. We've called in Dutch and his team. But who's really called them in? It's Dylan. And Dylan is an old friend of Dutch, because as soon as he spots him, he goes, "Dylan, you son of a bitch," and walks over, and they do you may have seen this, a manly grip, a clasping of hands occurs.
Yes, this blew my mind. I didn't know this famous meme of two buff dudes showing their biceps. Like no one's business, clutching hands. I didn't know this was actually from something. I thought it was like a painting someone had done.
No, it's direct call out to Predator. Where here Dylan and Dutch have an impromptu mid-air arm wrestling competition, just to like prove how buff and cool they are. It's great. This sums up the attitude of the movie right away. It's dumb as hell. If you're not on board with this like interaction between two massive dudes, not the movie for you. But yes, and we're on the run when this happens, unfortunately. I was hoping that this would sync up with anything. This iconic
clocks.
Predator scene. Oh my god, I would have lost it. The crash sound and on the run, just like boom.
Oh yes.
Unfortunately not.
Nah.
But yes, the mission gets outlined here. We've got a rescue team of these dudes. They're going to go in and get this cabinet minister that has somehow been lost, or like the helicopter went down, and they need to go in and investigate. And of course, Dutch and his team are the best there are, and so they've been called in. And Dylan says he's going to come along, and Dutch is not thrilled about this because his team they usually work alone, Gareth.
Yeah, and Dylan's been pushing too many pencils.
Yeah, man. That's why his arm is weak. This guy...
Which sounds like we're making that up. That's pretty much the explanation in the movie.
Exactly, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's why he lost that arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Just Arnie's been pushing, like, trucks while Dylan's been pushing pencils, and that's all you need to know. So they're on the run. Chopper noises start up. We get like whirring rotor blades as we're seeing the team roll out, which is awesome. I'm like, sweet, that's a sync.
Yeah, for sure.
And
like the first Hullies we see are like kind of gliding over the sea, very Breathe by Pink Floyd. And then these ones, it's like a bright red light in them, and they're like flying at night. It's very On the Run by Pink Floyd.
Much more intense, yes.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm really happy that the crash sound doesn't align with anything, because it would have been a short end to the movie. We're still mid-flight, but just as well. So we get like sort of intro shots on members of the team here. No names. You're just going to have to figure those out. But a lot of weird stuff going on in here. One guy tells a terrible joke.
Yep. And that guy, we'll introduce them as they're getting introduced.
Okay.
That guy is Hawkins, right?
Hawkins. Big old glasses, very 80s glasses that Hawkins wears, which I like a lot.
And he's played by Shane Black, director of Iron Man 3.
There you go.
And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I love that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
He also
Iron Man
went on
3.
to direct The Predators.
Oh, the Predators? It makes it sound...
Oh, sorry, The Predator.
The Predator. Okay, The Predators does sound like a sitcom, which I would watch.
Oh, same.
But sadly, no. Only existing in my imagination. But yes, Hawkins tells a terrible joke, and that won't be his last. We've got Blaine here, who's offering people his, like, chewing tobacco. Blaine is played by
Jesse the Body Ventura or Jesse the Muscle Ventura, I forget.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Great presence in this movie. He's got a huge mo and a hat.
Yeah.
He like seems vaguely Australian, but he isn't. That's the vibe I get from him. Later on, he has a minigun, which is excellent.
Yeah. He's also, Jesse the Body Ventura, the one of two future governors in this film, as he was the governor of Minnesota.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I know, right?
Professional wrestler turned Minnesotan governor.
Yeah, with a quick detour and Predator in between.
Man, fair enough. Fair play.
Yeah.
Yes, because of course Arnie, notorious governor of California, was it?
Yes, yeah. Notorious. He was like that. His governorship happened kind of just when I was getting old enough to watch his movies.
Yeah.
So like I've always had him pretty weirdly coloured by the fact he was like I mean, of course he was everywhere growing up, but by the time I could actually watch his films and get to know him beyond the like impressions everyone did in primary school, I was like, oh, this weird governor guy? Okay.
Yeah. We were all just doing an impression of a Californian governor. All those 9 and 10-year-old kids just real into American politics.
Yeah.
Like very ahead of their time. Very true.
Yeah.
They were ready to like have a bit of discourse about what... anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep going with this joke.
I could not name any other California governors.
Neither.
Yeah.
We don't live there. We don't have to, I don't think.
That's a good point.
I don't think it's on us to know.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you get a governor as famous as old mate Arnie, then we'll pay attention. But only then. We get all the...
I mean, I pray that they don't get more stumped governors like that and
same.
don't get good politicians, but you know.
Yeah, one can only hope, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so there's more team here, but they don't really have times to shine in this instance. But we'll get to more characters as they come up. All the clocks are going off in time as we're crossing the border into militia territory.
Yeah.
Yes. Blaine's sequence, he says like about chewing the tobacco, which I think is what he's doing, but it says it's going to make him a sexual tyrannosaurus, which is a strange thing to say, because I'm trying to break it down, like just in terms of context, like Tyrannosaurus, very small arms,
That's the first thing you think of.
Yeah.
And then you think of something else being very small, and that's not helpful.
That's not helpful. Like, I don't know. I feel like you need arm strength for any kind of sexual act, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's to say? It's fair enough. I
Sexual brontosaurus,
Yeah.
then you're talking.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Sexual velociraptor.
Yep. That implies like a speed though, which is worrying.
Yeah, true. Oh man, maybe that's really why the dinosaurs went extinct. They just weren't good at it.
They weren't good at sex. It's possible.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs confirmed bad at sex. Here on the pod.
Yeah.
We've got so in my notes I've written that all these guys seem like a bunch of assholes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is not a great first impression of the team.
No. We've also got Mac, Poncho, Billy.
And Billy.
Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's the remaining members.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is so like an 80s, 90s thing where it's like the audience go in knowing most of them are going to die and probably very sure that everyone will die except for Arnie.
Yeah.
So like they kind of just make sure you don't like the characters. So you're just like, oh yeah, get him, Pred.
Yeah, right. It's like the horror
Yeah.
movie idea, and that you show these characters being like vaguely irredeemable. Like they just do something that you would disagree with, and then you like don't feel as bad when they get killed by the murderer or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, or it's tricky. It's a tricky balance because it can come off as preachy, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, then you like... It makes you side with the villain, which the villain usually is doing something like really reprehensible as well.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
It's a strange thing they're doing. And whereas like Jaws, which kind of started all horror movies and stuff, you care for everyone and like you feel bad that the shark's getting them.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name in Jaws? The guy who does the crazy speech.
Quint.
Yeah, he kind of terrifies me. So
That's true. I really don't like Quint.
yeah, so he's the exception in Jaws. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of these guys, some of these guys, I feel like are okay. Max, pretty cool, and Billy.
Mac's cool, yeah. Mac wins over. Billy's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll get to it, but I really wish there had been like a little bit more about Billy.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Yeah.
Billy Soul is his name, according to
Yeah.
Xenopedia, which I'm seeing here. Oh my god.
Apparently, the actor, Sonny Landham, who on Wikipedia is known for another, like, 2 roles, both Billy.
Wow.
Apparently he was quite a nightmare to work with, and he would get in a lot of fights and stuff.
Oh.
And they had to bring security, not, like, to protect them from the outside, but to protect them all from Billy.
That's bizarre. It's a liability.
So weird, eh?
Liability on set. That's
Liability, yeah.
oh no, that's no good.
Sorry.
Get out of here, Billy. Oh, at least your presence in
Yeah.
the movie is good, but that's news to me. Oh well.
Yeah, I hope I've got that right. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What if I've confused it and it's actually Mac that was
No.
before something?
Oh, hopefully not. That's even worse
Yeah.
for me. Anyway, here's the
Oh,
team.
also, Billy announced his candidacy in 2008.
Oh my God, no.
As a libertarian.
He ran as well.
No. He, the Kentucky Libertarians voted ununanimously to withdraw Landham's nomination.
Okay.
As he said some pretty racist things.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably was him then. Not a strong.
Yeah.
Not a great person, but a good actor, maybe. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Good character.
Yeah, good character.
Yeah.
Yeah. The boys, anyway, they rappel out of the choppers into the jungle. That's the next bit, and we're
Yes.
mid-time here. Time Solo is like wailing away, and old Dutch and the team just like sneaking through the jungle over some roaring guitars. It's all good.
Yeah.
They find what they're looking for fairly quickly. It's the helicopter that went down. It's like suspended in some trees or some vines. Somehow got caught in there. Very weird.
Yeah.
The pilot has been shot in the head, and the helicopter itself looks like it's been hit by some kind of like heat seeker, is what they say, a heat-seeking missile, which is unusual to find out in the in the jungle. They know that there's like a militia group encamped out here. There's like an enemy group of people that isn't really explained, but they're out here and they have weapons. Unknown if they would have a heat seeker, but anyway. Also, bloody Dylan lied to the team because this helicopter isn't usually for transporting people. It's for like a surveillance kind of thing. They came out here looking for something, and what's more, there's like a lot of army presence about. There's like some boots in the mud and stuff, so things are pretty sus. They don't.
Yeah.
Something's up out here in this jungle, and Dutch is like, "What's going on, Dylan? What are you doing, man? Don't understand." It was all very mysterious. They don't really know what's going on, but the diplomat's missing anyway, so they keep going, keep looking. And yeah, the boys are doing some like intel as as Great Gig starts. They're like scoping out the perimeter and moving on.
Yeah. Billy goes to investigate something scary and does it very bravely right when Pink Floyd say, I am not frightened of dying.
Yes. These boys, they sure aren't frightened of dying at this stage. They are brave lads, armed to the teeth, a special squad of boys.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes, as soon as they find out, that things are turning sideways, they don't really know what's going on. Blaine busts out his minigun. And it's just ready to start mowing down people like a nightmare person. Yes, Billy he hears something in the trees and wants to investigate, but he can't see what it is. Something's out there. And then they find some people, some corpses of people that are hanging upside down by their ankles from the tree, and they've been completely skinned.
Yes.
I felt for you in this moment, Gareth, because I was like, oh, that's pretty rough, and I didn't remember it.
Well, what happened was, I've been super unorganized this week, and I started watching this on the bus.
Oh, wow.
On my laptop.
How does syncing on a bus go?
Not well at all. Because I'm a very look out the window kind of guy on a bus. It takes me ages even to get into the book I'm reading or something.
Right.
But the sun hit my laptop screen exactly when Billy gasped at what he was looking at, so I missed what it was.
Oh wow, you were lucky.
Yeah.
Protected by by God? Question mark.
Yeah.
Some sun rays coming through, blinding you from that which would hurt you. Oh no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes. Something has upset these boys. They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But they find a dog tag underneath whatever it is, and it says Jim Hopper on it. So I guess rest in peace to the Stranger Things character, Jim Hopper. Doesn't go well for him.
No, spoilers, I suppose.
Post Stranger Things, ends up dead in a jungle. Not so good.
Yeah. Which does mean this could take place in the same universe as Stranger Things?
Possible, but I feel like there's not enough crossover in terms of what's happening. It would be so far removed from what's happening in Stranger Things that I feel like it would be okay, but I don't like the idea of Jim Hopper just being dead in the jungle. That sucks.
No, I don't like that either. I like that actor quite a lot.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good man.
Yeah.
Oh, David Harbour.
What is interesting is the country that they're in is a fictional country called Valverde.
Oh, wow. Great name.
Which was it's such a weird 80s American thing.
Yeah.
It was used in a lot of 80s movies when they needed a South or Central American location that America wasn't going to, it wasn't in a complicated relationship with. Right. And I didn't want any legal difficulties.
Wow. They had to invent a country to do that.
Yeah, how strange is that?
Wow. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Oof, oof. Yeah.
But yeah, it's also in Commando, which means and Die Hard 2, which means this could take place in the same universes.
No, that's got to be canon. All of those together. Yeah, I'll take that one. But not Stranger Things. That's a bridge too far for me. But yeah, it turns out old mate Arnie / Dutch knows this guy, knows him from a previous thing, and Dylan's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know about any other operation going on here. It's fine. We're just looking. We're just looking for this guy. He's keeping the ruse going. Old mate Dylan. And they find evidence of a firefight that has happened in the area, but no footprints. So nobody moved, but there definitely was damage to the surrounding area from gunfire and things like that. So that's unusual.
Yeah.
Almost as if they didn't get a chance to run, Gareth. Oh. Woo!
And right on cue of you saying that, we begin to see some very strange heat vision-y things.
Oh, yeah.
As Money starts off.
What is this?
Yeah.
Very strange. Yeah, we're like looking at these boys. They're being stalked by something with heat vision, or just through heat vision goggles, maybe. And yeah, we're like looking around, scoping up some stuff. They find the militia encampment down here, where the people are all hanging out. People just seem to be chilling. There's a few sentries and things in little towers, but people are playing cards and like eating some food, hanging out, as you do.
Yeah.
But they've got a captive. There's a guy who's like shirtless and has been tied up, and he just gets killed, like immediately.
Yeah. That was weird. He's like screaming, and a guy comes over, shoots him in the head, and it's like, why did you take him captive?
Yeah, it makes no sense at all that they would have this guy, and he's like complaining. It's like, oh, just get rid of him right at this moment. Yeah, makes absolutely no sense.
No.
But that sure does happen, and that's enough for the boys. They're like, yep.
Yeah, the boys get mad.
They're baddies. So yeah, they roll on in and attack the militia. They do some like disabling of traps, and take out all the sentries one by one, very stealthily.
And then they throw stealth into the wind,
Yeah.
and it's the most explosions and like any murders and just it's wild.
That's right. Yes, Dutch doesn't do stealth. It's apparently not his style. He like runs in, and like there's like a car that's powering some kind of pump that he detaches.
Yeah.
Like with its battery, it's running this pump thing, presumably like a well or something. And he just lifts this car and launches it into the side of the building where everyone's hanging out, and it explodes.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, all right, I guess we're doing this. And they just run in and start blowing everything up. A lot of explosions, a lot of gun violence.
So many.
Over money.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
This would be the end scene of a lesser movie.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of action-y stuff.
Yeah,
Popping
it's
off.
wild. It was all shot by the second unit director as well. So when the director just got handed in all this footage.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
wild, right?
Yeah, he must have done a lot then, because like we get just like there's at least like 6 or 7 shots of different explosions
Yeah.
in different locations. So maybe that he did like 20 or something and just like handed them all in, and he'd picked the best ones. But
Yeah, I think it was that. It was just like, oh wow, you went to town on this.
yeah, they would have been out there for weeks doing this.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's crazy. It's so long that it continues into the next song. Us and Them is playing as we're still just mowing people down with various guns. A knife gets thrown into a guy's chest, and Arnie says, "Stick around."
Very good.
Well, it's not one of his best. Like, it's no, in Commando, some guy gets, I think the main bad guy, I can't remember now, but someone gets stabbed onto a pipe and a whole bunch of steam comes out of it, and he says, "Let off some steam."
That's great.
That's pretty
But I mean, he could have said, like, knife to meet you, and that would have sucked worse.
True,
So, you know.
good point. Yeah, it did, like, the knife, like, pins a guy to a wall, so I'll allow it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it didn't, and he was just like, sticker, I guess you're not stuck to anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also has another one-liner here in this brief sequence. He kicks a door down and says, "Knock, knock," before just blowing all these people away. And it turns out, once they've got rid of all these people, they have a chance to like check in on stuff and talk amongst themselves. Turns out that the people kidnapped here were CIA people and also some members of the Russian military. So not at all what Dylan had said. He tricked Dutch and the team into like basically going in and doing his dirty work and getting revenge for losing his men, who went in on like a surveillance mission into this to check in what the militia were doing or whatever. They got shot down for some reason, presumably the militia, and in retaliation, he's like, I'm gonna get Dutch, and I'm gonna get the team, and I'm gonna lie to them, but they'll go in and they'll blow everything up, because that's what they do. And fair play, that's exactly what happened. But
it's a very interesting wrinkle because it does not come back.
Oh, not at all. It's completely unimportant that there's a betrayal here that adds like an extra layer of stuff going on. You expect this to like have repercussions later. Totally doesn't.
No.
Yeah, basically Dylan betrayed his friendship to get what he wanted, but works out, I guess. Maybe not.
Yeah.
They also take a woman captive from the camp. Arnie's like busy mowing people down, and then he like pulls someone aside, sees that they're a woman, and doesn't kill them. It's like like very sexist, but you know, it's like a woman poses no threat to me, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the vibe.
Because she's just like, she's not revealed to be like a double operative or anything. She's just one of the gorillas. So like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
She's definitely here. She could have all kinds of, she could have all kinds of military secrets and stuff, or like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Could be the whole leader of the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's probably better that they take people hostage, but at least take all of them or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one, but she's along for the ride anyway. They're taking her with them. At the moment, also presumably only speaks the native language, which I think is Spanish.
She's speaking Spanish. Yeah,
she pretty much only speaks in Spanish, but later on, I think she has a couple of lines in English. So she's pretending that she doesn't know it. They take her away from the camp, apparently because she has valuable information or whatever, and then they're like, all right, we did what we were supposed to do, I guess. Not really following the orders of what we were supposed to do, but time to move out. Anyway, got to go through. They've got to go through a valley. There's like one way in and out of this area because they're in a valley between two mountains, so they can't really just go up there. Before they leave, there's a bit where Mac, our boy here, saves Dylan from a scorpion who's just crawling on his back. You think that Mac's like pissed off at Dylan for betraying them, but he's actually saving him from this little scorpion. Old mate Hawkins drops another joke about his girlfriend having a giant vagina again. Great stuff. More quality material from Hawkins here. If you can't catch my sarcasm, I'm sorry.
But Billy does like laugh at it after a huge pause. Yeah. And then just a weird low laugh, and it saves it because it's like, what is going on?
It's the worst joke. But again, it's like, you're supposed to hate Hawkins. But he appears to have infinite material in this same like specific area. He's been workshopping all these jokes for ages, and this team has like known each other for a really long time. So he just must be like trying these out like every mission.
He's trying to work on his full hour.
Yeah, man.
Get it ready for Comedy Fest.
Jokes, just these one-liners. Oh my god. Anyway, we get more heat vision stuff. Still stalking the team, whatever this thing is, from the tree line. They look down at all the destruction and the fire that Dutch has caused, and then you see them down where the scorpion is, and they pick it up with this weird clawed hand in heat vision, and you're like, what the hell is this? This must be some kind of predator, I think. I don't know why this is in the film, but I do really like the visual of the cold, dead scorpion sitting inside the like hot hand of the predator here.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of look. It must have just been like, I'm pretty sure they shot it with actual heat vision, and it must just seem like, oh, that's something cool to look at.
Yeah, it's very cool. I could see this as like an album cover to a really bad band. Like,
Yes, yeah.
I love it. Like way too solarized heat vision, but a like Scorpion. Yeah, a band called Predator. I feel like.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of coming aboard to them. All their songs are really subtly about Predator.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's great.
Like all their lyrics are in Dutch.
Oh, they're a
Yeah.
Dutch thrash metal band
Yeah.
called Predator. I like that. Excellent. We got Any Color You Like as and this is weirdly working for me as the dudes are sneaking back through the jungle. It's just more like sneaking around that's happening while this song plays.
Yeah.
Again, like Billy's like watching out for stuff. Doesn't really. It's like seeing things in the corners of his eyes. Everyone's sort of like freaking out a little bit. And the Brain Damage starts playing. There's like nothing really going on with Any Color, but it's there. Brain Damage starts playing,
Yeah.
and we've got the lads are all complaining about how thick the jungle is on the way back, which to me is unusual, right? Surely you go back the exact same way that you came, but maybe that's just maybe that's not being not military minded or something. It's unusual.
That's probably a good point. Like if there's more militia, they'll know to come. I don't know, yeah.
It doesn't, like if the word got out, maybe they don't want to go back the same way in case they get tracked or something like that. But it's weird. They're having a rough go of it anyway.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
And having this captive with them is also slowing them down. Yes, so they're dragging her along. She tries to make an escape just by tricking Dylan, who's like dragging her along. But it's quickly stopped by Poncho here. Like catching them. There's like 7 or 6 armed dudes out here, right?
Yeah.
7. There's 7 guys out here, all with loads of guns, and she's trying to get away. It's ambitious, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like she tries to escape a couple times.
She does,
and
yeah.
she keeps getting stopped by a different buff armed dude, and she's like, okay.
She eventually gives up. But yeah,
Yeah.
full credit to her for trying to escape from these guys. Billy's like standing out in the open out of nowhere, just looking around. He got spooked by something, like not moving, and Dutch like goes up to him and is like, "What did you see?" And he says, "There's something in the trees."
Yeah.
But they can't see anything. It's not really... They determine that it's basically nothing, that they can't do anything about it. And we get into Eclipse playing, and she makes a break for it again.
Yeah.
She's like grabbed a stick and was trying to get away with a stick this time.
The flaw in my previous plan was a lack of sticks.
It's very true. This time Hawkins chases after her, and running along, they get cornered by something with a weird CG effect on it, Gareth.
With the Photoshop content-aware fill
Happening all over it. Gets killed by this thing, shot, I believe, and dragged into the jungle. And unfortunately, our girl Anna just is sitting here scared, unable to move after this weird invisible thing has killed one of the guys. So first sight and first killing of the Predator here as we end up playthrough 1, going into playthrough 2. Pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I did briefly wonder if, because a lot of things felt like they could sync up with what the Predator was up to at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, could this all be from the Predator's point of view, the
True.
album? Immediately that stopped working, so I had to write, is the Predator singing? And then I wrote, nope.
It's not his voice, unfortunately. If it was him singing, that'd be great. Although the Predator, I do want to note, has a very weird human mannerisms throughout this movie, which I feel like they could have leaned more into being more alien. the xenomorph in Alien, I can't avoid this comparison. Very alien is the alien in Alien. Like, super scary, looks barely human, like, in all the ways it moves and acts. It's just very spooky. But the Predator, I feel like, is much closer to a human in the way it acts and, like, the things it does. It's got, like, a little, like, PDA on its arm and stuff. It's weird.
Not only is it very similar to humans, it's very similar to these humans. Like, it's just another tall, buff dude.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's very strong.
But what is very interesting is its casting story. It was going to be, the Predator was going to be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
And the original design had a long neck and a, like, kind of dog-ish head.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, they built, like, a starting costume for these invisible scenes, and they were going to, like, kind of green screen him out, but obviously because the jungles were green, they had to make him red. So he was bright red and looked like he looks like the dancing lobsters from the Amanda Show, if you remember them.
Oh my gosh, I don't at all,
or
but
like
I love that.
A little bit like Dr. Zoidberg.
Oh wow, okay.
Crossed with, like, I don't know, just a big old shrimp.
A big shrimp with a wolf's head.
Yeah, or not even a wolf's head, like Spider-Man's head.
Oh my god, okay.
Like if a shrimp was in the Spider-Verse, this is what the Predator on set looked like. And they were going to make it look cooler in
post.
In post, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't know that, and he just thought, like, I look ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
And also, no one's going to see my face, and I have to wear this stupid outfit in the jungle, and he quit.
Fair enough.
Like, 2 days in.
Yeah.
And they had to pause for something like 8 months while they redesigned the Predator.
Holy crap. Like,
yeah.
So they were just sending various, like, costume changes to Jean-Claude Van Damme. He probably saw, like, 30 different Predator variants that never made it to the light of day, and he was just shooting them all down. He's like, I'm not going back to that jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was actually... We'll get to the Predator's face, but a lot of the Predator's design was by one of Arnold's friends, who I've completely forgotten the name of.
Okay.
But these mandibles were suggested by our old mate, the film meddler himself, James Cameron.
Wow. Of course he had his little grubby fingers in this.
His wet little hands in it.
Oh no. Loves a mandible, does James Cameron.
I think his exact quote was, I've always wanted to see something with mandibles.
Yeah, that's canon.
Yeah.
Goodness me. I do love that he just designed the mouth of the Predator. That's what I would ask him about. I'd ask him about his water development that's going into Avatar 2. How's that coming, James? Let me know. I'm a fellow James. But also, mouth of the Predator. Would you change it up again if you could design a new Predator?
Yeah.
If Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted a new Predator, how would you design it?
Yeah, it has to be to what Jean-Claude Van Damme wants this time.
You're building a Predator for Jean-Claude. Oh, gosh.
So he can finally get the role he wanted.
It takes place, they like change everything about the production. It just takes place in like Miami or like wherever he lived.
At his house.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. Anyway, so playthrough 2, we're back.
Yes.
Back in the film. The team like run up and discover Arnie here covered in blood, not looking good. They follow this trail of blood out into the jungle and just find like a bunch of Hawkins entrails just all over the ground. Not looking good for Hawkins in his survival. I don't think they ever...
No.
Do they find him at all?
I don't believe so, no. I think the Predator takes what it needs from him and moves on.
He's just gone. They're worried that Anna did it briefly. But she says her explanation for what happened is that the jungle came alive and took Hawkins, which I love. I love the idea of the Predator being like a force of nature out here. I wish they leaned into that more, because once you see Predators like this weird little alien dude with guns and stuff, it sort of takes away from it. I really wish they leaned into the like mythos of like Predator v prey more in this film. I reckon that would be really cool if there was this like ethereal kind of thing that hunted people down out here in the violent
like
jungles.
He is the jungle.
Yeah, right? That would be better.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got this, and we can only go so deep in a fun Arnold Schwarzenegger action flick, you know?
Yeah, and I really do like Preddy once we do get to see him.
When we do see him, he's good, yes.
Yeah. I think I would have preferred this bright red Jean-Claude Van Damme guy, but...
Probably.
I like trash.
That sounds like our brand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they speculate that whatever got Jim Hopper Rip from Stranger Things, we got Hawkins as well, and so they decide to do a little sweep around the area, try and find his body over Breathe, you know, as is the plan. Breathe, chilling away, not a chill scenario. Arnold Schwarzenegger is out here looking. He comes upon a chill-ass boa constrictor out here in the jungles. The snake is just hanging out. I love this guy. Probably,
I like the snake a lot.
Probably wasn't him that did this.
No.
Because he's a constrictor.
And he has a good alibi.
Yes. I'm very slow.
Yeah.
I can't turn invisible or nothing. Yeah, but we pan up. Oh, we do find him. I've just read in my notes. We pan up and we find another dangling corpse. Right. And another one. You probably saw this one. Couldn't have been protected.
Yeah, was that Hawkins?
That was Hawkins.
That was messed up. I loved it. Synced very well to the breathe happening as we follow the slow, intestine up a tree and see just a gross old bog.
Yeah, rictus grin of a corpse hanging here. Yeah. It's no good. Old mate Blaine here goes postal. He's very upset at the death of Hawkins. No more fun jokes. He's ready to blast the whole jungle down with his minigun. And he just gets shot by a laser. Green CG laser shoots him out of nowhere. And Max sees something cloaked out in the woods. This effect, I don't know why the first time you see the Predator, it's so different. You see this weird, liquefy tool of the background, but every other time he's, actually more cloaked over the actual film.
I'm pretty sure this is an original shot of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What?
Because some of the invisible ones are actually they
him.
still use the footage. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. That's sweet. Man,
which is bonkers.
Did they credit him for those shots, or is he just?
Don't think so. No, I don't think he was even going to get credited initially.
Oh man, poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. The mystique of what the Predator is, or who the Predator was, not crediting them in the film is pretty cool. I understand that, but also sucks for that actor.
Yeah.
To spend all this time in the jungle and then get no credit. That kind of blows.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes down and Mac, sees something out there, and he shoots at it, goes crazy, shoots the minigun at him, or shoots his, I don't know, does he pick up the minigun and shoot it down, or does he just use his own rifle automatic that he has? I can't remember. But
I think a bit of both, because these trees get murdered.
Oh, yeah, he's just firing willy-nilly out there. Later on, he says nothing could have escaped this, but something gets shot, and it sprays neon blood, neon yellow, out onto some plants when it gets shot, and we get on the run as the whole crew come up. And they all start just shredding the jungle with their guns. They're like, oh, what's Mac up to? Here we go. I guess this is what we're doing.
Dude hates these trees. I hate these trees with my dude.
Yeah, they achieve basically nothing other than just firing wildly forward, and probably using up a whole bunch of ammo that they have. But hey.
Bullets must have been very cheap in the 80s.
Yes, because the Predator's gotten away. Don't worry about it. But there's no sign of where he's gone, so they can't follow.
And when they say we hit nothing, we get the on the run crash and some beautiful face acting from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he's very worried.
Yeah, if you want to do this face at home, raise your eyebrows, and you know how that automatically opens your eyes. Open them a little bit more and push your mouth down, and you're getting close to what Arnold's doing. Make your mouth real small and real low.
I'm doing that now. It's not good for me recording a podcast, but I am doing it. Imagine my face for the rest of the pod trying just contorted in the same way if possible. Yes, poor Mac can't explain what he saw at all. And also, they take a look at the wound inside, what's his name? Blaine. He's been shot. Like the amount of damage that this laser blast did is huge. It's like taken out like half of his torso, but it's also cauterized the wound. So it was like a laser weapon would, But these guys are like, what the heck is this? Very scary. Mac's very upset. They were very close. These boys. Very close friendship among the crew, and so they want to take the body away. He's very cut up, and they decide to build a defensive position here rather than move on much further. And so they set up a bunch of mines and traps and stuff.
Big Home Alone setting up traps montage.
Oh yeah,
and it's not even the last one of this film. It's so good.
There's so much setting up of traps in this movie. Yes, previously we got disarming of traps up in the militia base, and now they're setting up some traps of our own. Hopefully the Predator not as good at disarming traps as these boys, but we will see. Mac's very upset at the loss of Blaine. He leaves his little flask that he has in a very tender moment. Just
so tender for such a toxic masculine movie.
It's this huge bro-y friendship with Blaine, even though he was such a dick. But anyway, they've been working together a really long time, and he, as a fitting send-off, he gives him his wee flask. But we've got to move on to that. We see the Predator out in the woods. Now, this is our first sighting of the Predator. We see it's cloaking fucking up, and then it decloaks to repair itself. It performs a little bit of home surgery on itself, and it's got this funny little pouch on him that has surgical equipment in it, which I just think is so funny that he has this. It's
such a nice weird detail.
Oh, it's so good. He staunches his own bleeding, but then he lets out this howl of pain that we can't hear. But we see him leaning back and presumably howling, and the everyone hears it and they're like, "What the shit was that? Some weird jungle bird, maybe." But yes, unfortunately, there's a bit of discussion at the base. The crew is too far into enemy territory to get out, to risk extracting them, so they've got to keep going. But also, Mac is just so haunted by this experience that he's certain that nothing could have survived the onslaught into the jungle. He's like, there's no way. But everyone's pretty spooked and they don't know what to do. Poncho says that they're all going to die, which is not very nice.
No.
He's certain that everyone's going to die. It's like, okay, great. Mac has a little chat with dead Blaine under the light of the full moon, Gareth. No dark side.
Of the moon.
No dark side of the moon that we can see, sadly, in this film. Only light side visible. Oh, mate, what have we got? We wouldn't be able to see the dark side of the moon anyway, but...
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yes, Mac spots something out in the woods, but he gets attacked in the night by something. And then one of the flare traps goes off, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, it's the thing that's hunting us. But no, it was just a big old pig. Which is just such a weird misdirect that Mac murders this pig with a knife.
He goes it's a full horror movie for this pig. Yeah,
stupid. There's another spin-off of Predator where it's just a group of fully armed soldiers hunting down a pig.
And
it's all the pigs telling the story of the hunters. But yeah. But in this ruckus, in this pig trickery, the Blaine's body has been stolen. It's gone. Weird. Another
trickery.
crazy detail about the Predator is that it like takes trophies from its victims, which is it's grim.
Yeah, I feel like I had to be told that though, because like someone must have told me they do that, because you watch it and all you really see is later it's just massages a skull and like swings around a spine.
Yeah, weirdly, Arnold has figured out this whole thing in this exact instant. He's like, he gets that they're being hunted, and like it's a hunter-prey relationship. He's clocked it. He's like, finally I've received my script in this movie, and now I know what's going on. Yes, he interrogates captive Anna of a great gig, and it's right here where we learn her name. Almost a full hour into the movie is when we learn Anna's name finally. And she says that it could change, that whatever was out there could change color like a chameleon. Notably, this isn't how chameleons work. Fun fact about chameleons: they change color based on temperature change and mood. They don't blend into their surroundings. It's not a thing.
Yeah, octopuses do.
Yeah, octopus do. They've got natural camouflage. But yeah, chameleon don't camouflage at all. They just have the ability to change color. Yeah. They're great.
They are great, though.
Big fan of chameleons. They got little karate chop hands, and they take ages to like grip the next twig in front of them. If you've seen a chameleon in real life, just watch them try and like move around a little tree, and they just take forever to make a decision. Yeah. It's so funny. Anyway, weird diversion about chameleons. I wouldn't compare the Predator to a chameleon at all. But no, fair enough. Yes. Arnie also says that he frees Anna, finally, lets her out and says so she can help out, I guess. She's not armed in any way, but it'll let her escape more easily if the Predator shows up. And he says, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Which is very Arnold Schwarzenegger, very good.
But not the most badass line about bleeding in this film, because earlier Jesse Ventura Blaine says, I ain't got time to bleed, and his friend just goes, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That sounds about right. Oh, man, I forgot that one.
Yeah, same.
Oh, yes. Anyway, they set up a few more jungle traps and snares as we head into money. There's a new plan is to trap the Predator. We're going to trick it by building a snare and pulling this net up into the tree. There's a bunch of tripwires all over the place, and they have to, again, for whatever reason, the Predator has to come this way if it was going to get them. I don't know how narrow the aperture of this valley is, but apparently this is the only way that it could come, so whatever. They set a trap for the Predator, and they lie in wait. And Anna tells her story about on warmer months, there's a demon in the woods who takes trophies of men. So again, this is the like mythology of the Predator. I wish they leaned into this more.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird that it's active in the warmer months. Is the Predator cold-blooded, like literally? Do you think?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, for some reason I assumed it was frozen and it de-thawed, but like, then why would the same Predator keep getting frozen?
Yeah, don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I will say, though, if it's supposed to be 32 degrees in your town tomorrow, James, look out.
I need to look out for predators, as I usually do. So
yeah, true. You're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I'm always on the watch. I've set up various snares around my homestead, and it should be able to. It's got to come through here if it wants to get to me, Gareth. Yes. Oh my gosh. So then, for whatever reason, they hear something, and Dutch decides now is the time that he has to try and venture back into the field of traps that they've just laid. Yeah. He's got to basically bait it with himself is the idea, I think. But it looks stupid. He's just he's striding out into the area where they've just set all these traps. Not a great plan. But things do cut very well in time with Money solo here.
Yes, yeah.
as whatever it is gets caught up in a net. This invisible thing gets caught in a net. It falls for the trap, and it blasts its way out. And this all cuts in time with some sweet money solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also decloaks in front of Dylan here. He gets to see what the Predator looks like. We the audience saw it earlier, but finally someone in the crew actually gets to see the cool mask and like dreads or whatever is going on with the Predator's design. And they shoot at it, and they get it pretty bad, according to Dylan.
Yeah.
Got it good, but still gets away. But Mac, now having seen the Predator, is like he runs in guns blazing. He's hunting it down no matter what now to avenge his friend. In the process, drops his like extra clothing and canteen and stuff in the woods. Just like gives up on that. He's like, it's bloodlust only for Mac here. And Dylan, his mission is to go after Mac and make sure he doesn't die. So he follows on. He follows on with a semi-automatic in each hand, which I love. He's just using 2 rifles at the same time. Excellent. Armed to the teeth. Yes. Dutch and the rest of the crew are like, okay, while you do that, we're going to go to the chopper because we're nearby now. We're going to move on. The Predator's run away somewhere. Mac's chasing after it, so we'll get to the chopper, which is about to happen. Us and Them starts up, and we've got Dylan pursuing Mac through the jungle, who's pursuing the Predator, and they manage to spot it through the tree line. They just see the like weird ripply invisible thing out there, and they plan to like Mac will head forward and Dylan will try and cut it off of it coming the other way. They set another trap for this Predator, Gareth.
Yeah, oh my gosh, what is this, like the 15th trap?
Yeah, it's not working out so well. The Predator does kind of fall for a bunch of traps.
That's true.
If we're being honest. It got caught in that net trap, but it does have a laser, so it got out. But like, I don't know. It's about to fall for like a bunch more traps later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Silly goose.
Silly goose. Step it up. Mac is like crawling through a little underbrush kind of thing, like trying to get close to the Predator, but he sees this like weird light on his arm. It's like a little laser sight, and he's like, what? And he goes to look, but then it's a laser sight from the Predator, and it is trained on him and blows him away. Shoots him straight through the face.
Yeah, which for something that wants to keep a bunch of skulls, the Predator did just mess up its like favorite toy.
Yeah, right. It's no good. Can't use that one. It's going to be down a trophy. Ugh. Yeah. Idiot.
None of the other Preds are going to believe him.
No. It's just like, you only shot 6 guys, not 7, you idiot. He's like, no 7, man. Shut up. He's trying for that KDR, getting that up there, you know. Your kill-death ratio. He wants to top the leaderboards back home of the Predator homeworld.
Yeah.
They're all just like Counter-Strike players. That's the canon of Predator.
Oh, they so would be, eh?
Yeah. Just dude bros bragging about 360 no scopes, etc. Oh, the worst.
The Predator the Predlocks that they have, the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Are totally just like most other Predators on the planet have like luscious hair or like short hair. These guys, they've grown the dreadlocks just from having long, unwashed hair.
Yeah, it's the only way. Naturally formed Predlocks.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Their masks are like the anonymous Guy Fawkes masks.
No.
They're just like... Oh. They're like the Predator Planet's Redditors. They're Predator
Redditors.
Yeah.
Incredible. Iconic. Oh my God. Best joke. Joke of the show. Okay.
Thank you.
We got... unfortunately... Dylan's plan has not worked because now old mate is dead. Mac is dead, sadly. He spots the body, and the Predator like plays the clip of Max saying "any time" from when he saved Dylan from the Scorpion. Weird move on the Predator's part. I do love that he has a little tape deck as part of his arm. he like recorded that. It's so weird. But yeah, again, very hard to know what's going on if you're watching for the first time with only subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but very unusual that he does that. I guess it's like a boasting thing that the Predator's doing. But yeah, Dylan starts firing and he gets one of his arms like severed off by the laser.
Yeah.
So he's only got one arm, but that's okay because he has two guns.
But the other gun attached to his dead arm is still firing away.
Firing away. Very macho. But yes, the Predator appears and hoists him into the air using his claws that he has. Because he probably prefers that because he's a creeper boy. That's his whole thing. Yeah, but unfortunately Dylan is now also dead. Rip to a real one. Carl Weathers out there. We go into Us and Them now as Billy decides to challenge the Predator. He like strips off his bloody shirt and drops his gun into the river. They're standing like above a waterfall on like a log, and he's like, "I will challenge this Predator to a battle of knives. That will be the way." Bizarre. He also scars his own chest like as a challenge with his machete. Like very macho, over the top kind of move. Doesn't work. Gets destroyed by the Predator.
Off camera, we just hear him scream.
Yeah.
Or see him scream in subtitles.
I like to think that he did nothing. The Predator appeared behind him and killed him, you know? That's what
The Predator just like flicked him off the bridge he was standing on.
Yeah. We just he Wilhelm screams into the river and dies. Yeah, so
something else gets him, like a small bird.
A cassowary appears on the log, and he dukes it out against that and gets kicked into the...
Cassowaries are the predator of large birds.
Absolutely. Sure. I would not want to fight a cassowary.
Yeah. I was so scared of them growing up.
They're very scary dudes. The scariest bird award.
For sure.
I
love going to that award night, by the way. It's the Scariest Bird Award.
It's very dark, very scary. The speeches are great. The screeches are great. Anyway, they hear Billy scream in the background and die, and the rest of the crew are trying to race off. Arnie yells to Anna as old mate, the remaining alive member other than Arnie, gets murked and killed. He's like, "Get to the chopper," which is another iconic Predator thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was from this movie either.
Get to the chopper, it's his thing. In this
I
one.
weirdly knew this from the Eminem song. I think Ass Like That, which ends with him doing an extended Arnie impression. Eminem had lost it by then.
Yeah, wow. I mean, he kind of rose to power on the backs of like weird impressions and things that he did, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
He did a lot of impressions in his music, especially.
But this was like 2005.
Oh, okay.
For your Predator reference.
Yeah, it definitely had fallen off by then. I doubt like any one of his 2005 listeners would even get the reference.
Yeah.
Oh well. So it's just Arnie left alive here. Anna has disappeared into the woods to get to the chopper, and so Arnie's the only one getting chased by the Predator. Runs into the jungle. He tumbles off the edge of a cliff into a ravine.
And he tumbles, all right.
Oh, it's far. I like to think that Arnie actually did this. He like jumped off a cliff into a big river and survived. It looks pretty real. Probably a stunt double, but I don't know. Maybe? Hard to say. But anyway, he gets...
It also looks like it could be a cardboard cutout.
Oh my god, I like that idea as well. Someone just has the life-size Arnie cutout and has thrown that into the river instead. Very good.
Yeah.
He struggles to swim against like the current of this river to try and get out, but he seems like not that good of a swimmer anyway. I guess he's weighed down by a bunch of guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But he reaches the bank of the river and gets covered in mud as something invisible, Gareth, drops into the water behind him.
Yeah.
Very scary. The Predator's done the same stunt off camera. And, the Predator, though, stalks in close to try and look for Arnie, but he can't see him. because the Predator has heat vision and this cold, cold mud is covering Dutch's whole body.
Yeah.
And so he can't see.
Except for his cold, cold eyes.
Yes. Cold, steely eyes as he stares down this Predator. And can't see him. Don't know if this would work. It does cold mud stop heat vision. Maybe?
That's probably something you want to know before you try.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really know. I think it's just like a coincidence that he survives this first time. Because, can't spot him. We get brain damage start playing as the Predator moves away and kills like a random rat.
Yeah.
Big rip to this rat. But yeah, Arnie even like mutters under his breath. He's like, he couldn't see me. You know, so there you go. I think that's maybe the last line of the whole movie, except for like him just like taunting the Predator.
He says a couple other things to the Preddy.
To Preddy.
Right. To Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. Oh man, Pretty Woman.
That's the movie.
Walking down the street.
It's also funny, like, this is how macho they were making this film. He got so cold being covered in that cold mud that they, like, made him a bunch of, like, alcohol to drink, and then he just got too drunk and couldn't keep shooting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger covered in mud, head to toe, freezing and drunk is hysterical to me. Like, that's such a handful on set. I would not be able to deal with that. Oh my god. Just a cold, drunk beefcake.
Yeah.
Wow. But so Arnie, with this new information, he devises a plan to get revenge on all his mates that have been killed, and that involves making a bunch of more traps, a bunch of spiky traps, Gareth.
Oh yeah.
Of carved sticks and rope and all sorts. The Predator's buggered off in search of Arnie. He's got like a full day to prepare all this stuff. Despite the Predator like hunting these guys down relentlessly, has heaps of time.
Yeah, and even though like heat will attract the Predator, he like makes himself a lovely fire while he preps all this stuff.
Big plot hole there. I feel like the Predator would spot that a mile away and come out. But no, this is...
I think at this point the Predator was like, I'll give him time to get ready.
Yeah.
And I'll go clean my skulls because I want a worthy opponent.
That's pretty accurate, I would say, yeah. The Predator has his own macho endeavors that he is bringing to the table. So, yeah, he's like, I want to fight you at your full strength, you boy. I'm going to get you. Anyway... Yes, the Predator makes his little, like, gross trophies with the skulls and stuff out of Dutch's crew. And, yeah, we get Eclipse playing over some more planning. He's making a bow and arrow. He's really resourceful. He's made little pouches of gunpowder wrapped up in, like, big jungle leaves, which are, like, I guess little, like, flare bomb things? I don't know. He uses one later, and it works quite well, but... I feel like it's just a gunpowder in a bag, but whatever. Yeah. And then, finally coats himself in mud, and we're ready for the final playthrough of the album and the final confrontation here. We're both looking up at the full moon as Pink Floyd say the words "On the Dark Side of the Moon."
Yeah. That's
winner, winner, chicken dinner right there. That's wonderful for me.
Yeah.
We get it's absolute silence, the silence of night in the jungle, Gareth, and the album, as Dutch just bellows out a challenge to the Predator.
Such a cool scene. I rewatched this without the Pink Floyd just to see Arnold Schwarzenegger coated in mud, holding a flame, just screaming.
Yeah. He's ready. He's like, let's go, let's dance, pretty boy. Play through 3 as we start up. He's got a fire going, and he climbs up into the trees, and we see the Predator appear right behind Arnie.
Yeah.
And sneak by him, but he can't see him because the mud trick is still working. They begin their battle of wills, Gareth. He shoots him with a bow, and the Predator fires his equivalent, his little shoulder cannon that we saw earlier, which is the thing that fires the lasers. and that like Dutch has to retreat from the tree line, and yeah, it's full on like hunter versus hunter kind of stuff happening. Lots of battles here. It's mostly Dutch just running away from the predator because he's vastly outgunned, and then like tossing random spears at him.
Yeah.
And yeah, he manages to get a couple of hits on him, and then yeah, follows his glowy yellow blood in order to find him. But that unfortunately is it's a sneaky predator blood trick. As the predator appears behind him, we see like the yellow blood dripping. It's like it's
I hate
like
sneaky
very. It just reminds me a lot of like. Yeah, this just happens too much, Gareth, in every film. Bloody blood tricks. Oh, it leads him away, and then yeah, the blood drips behind him and appears behind him. It's like lots of them sneaking up on each other. Uses this little flare bomb to get away. When we see this like flare bomb trick going off, that's when we get the crashing on the run. So that's okay. Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's okay.
Aligning with an explosion, I'll take it. A small one, but that's okay. All the clocks go off as Arnie's just like rushing through the water. Unfortunately, he's been pushed into that, and now all of his mud protection is gone as he's been tossed into the water. So now the predator knows exactly where he is, and it pins him to a tree, and like we get this heat vision look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's skull.
Yeah, the old Preddy's just kind of like checking him out at this point, like just
he's got
lovely
him.
Handsome face.
Yes. Well, he knows that this is the last one left, right? And so as a flex, the predator like throws all his equipment away, starts discarding all this stuff, takes his shoulder cannon off, doesn't need that shit. Whatever, and then shows his true alien face, James Cameron mandibles, and in all, they're all here, all four of his mouths, and Arnie says that he's one ugly motherfucker. There you go. Not very nice. I don't know. But he
kind of love the predator's face.
It's great. He looks very weird. All of his facial features are very close together. Like right at the front, and he's got a big old head and big old dread, big old pred, you know? It's a cool design, definitely, but I feel like the mask sort of completes it. But I do like that they're very weird looking underneath, so that's okay. They have a like fist fight, which is so bizarre that the predator would even do this, but I guess, I don't know, they want to be mano a mano here. This is playing out over time for us. And we've got Arnie crawling into the spike trap trench that he has set up, trying to trick the predator to follow him with the solo. But the predator is no fool.
No.
He identifies the spike trap set up, and Arnie's saying, "Come and kill me! Come on! I'm right here! Come and get me!" But the predator, he knows too much, and he jumps around.
That is to trick him into the trap, right? That's not Arnie just like giving up.
No.
I was a bit confused.
He's trying to trick the predator there, but presumably the predator can speak English, like because he played back that thing to taunt Dylan earlier, right?
Yeah.
So he must have some kind of understanding. But anyway, it doesn't work. The predator's like, "Nah, bro, hell no, I'm not getting crushed by these spikes," and he just jumps up, but unfortunately for the predator, where he goes to grab Arnie is right underneath the ballast part of the trap, the big log that's suspended in the air. Didn't see that part. Doesn't have the full understanding of the trap, and gets crushed underneath it by a swift maneuver from Arnie here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's strange that for bros who hate the trees so much, who are willing to shoot a bunch of trees, the tree ended up saving them.
Yeah, the big suspended log is the. There you go. Some kind of rock paper scissors joke potentially I could make here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, you ever played log predator rock?
Log predator spike trap.
Yeah, two of them are very hard to do with your hands.
Yes, very complicated.
Log easy.
I feel like you'd try and do the like four prongs of the predator's mouth through some kind of interlocking of fingers, but it's no good.
If you had two thumbs and you did like Live Long and Prosper,
Yep.
you could do it. But
It's, yeah.
alas.
2 thumbs on each hand, I'm presuming here.
Yes, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
4 thumbs all up.
But
This is when you find out. James, I haven't any thumbs.
yeah. But unfortunately, the predator is still alive. It's just crushed underneath this this weird log thing, and Arnie moves to like destroy his head with a rock. Again, rock, paper, scissors here.
Yeah.
But he says, "What the hell are you?" to the predator, and the predator takes this opportunity to record this and play it right back to Arnold.
Yeah, with some sweet sampling for his mixtape.
Absolutely, it's very good. And then, but the Predator has one final trick up his sleeve here. He goes to his little pocket monster PDA thing that he has, and types in his little code to all his friends on Reddit, and starts a little countdown sequence. And then, so if you play this back, if you watch this movie normally, the Predator's laugh here is very humanoid. And
yes, yeah.
It's not at all alien. Him laughing in general is weird. Like, it's definitely the Predator laughing. It's not a recording.
Okay, yeah.
And because we see his like head moving as he does it. But yeah, it's like, it's weird that he laughs. I think it adds a layer
so strange,
a layer of complexity to the Predator. But yeah, anyway, Arnie figures out that this is a self-destruct sequence and runs away. Manages to escape this explosion of light that just
huge,
it's ridiculous. It's some kind of alien explosion presumably, but later on we see a mushroom cloud, so I don't know. But the effect for this is just like white light engulfing the jungle, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he manages to escape like completely wrecked. He's like all his body's all cut up and messed up and infected with mud and jungle juice or something. But all the choppers come in and rescue Arnie, and
the choppers get to him, unlike what he wanted.
Instead of like, they do breach enemy territory to pick up Arnie specifically.
You do it for Dutch.
Yeah, do it for Dutch. And Arnie's on board the helicopter here, presumably in Predators, I don't know, but she's here.
No one's in Predators.
Ah, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they rescue Arnie and they get away triumphantly as they glide through the fog as Great Gig, the vocal solo and Great Gig is kicking in as we're flying away. Now, we get the final credits of the movie, and the credits to this movie start with little like facing the camera smiling away shots of everyone in the jungle, like just it's like when the people in a play all come out at the end and smile at the audience and do a bow is how I feel. Like this
or the start of a sitcom.
Yes, we just see like little cutaways of like, remember all these great characters, here they are, ready for your entertainment. I hope you've enjoyed the show. But it's
you can read about what else they're doing in the program.
It's very sweet. Like, I would expect this in like a comedy movie or basically any other film. But yeah, in Predator, it's great that they do this. I love this. Everyone's so smiley.
However, they don't do it for Dutch. For Arnie, they just like freeze frame on one of his shots.
Yes. Presumably not available to record one of these.
Very busy.
So cold. So sick with a cold after being like liquored up and then covered in mud. Like, it's so ill after the filming of Predator that unavailable for this final shot.
I'd believe that.
Yeah. What did you think, and how did it sink, Gareth?
Oh, man. I do feel like these were such different entities, the Predator and the Pink Floyd.
Yes.
They're like, it was really hard to concentrate on one and the other at the same time.
Yes, it really was.
Yeah. So on a vibe status, it didn't really do well for me.
Yes.
But there were many a sync.
It's true.
This is like how an alien, like a Predator, would appreciate these syncs. Like, just cold and calculated.
Yeah.
Like, this happened when they said this.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think? How did it sync?
I'm feeling very similarly in that, like, I don't think it was a good fit in terms of album and movie match, which is so often the case on the pod. But again, as you say, there were syncs. Like, if we're doing the emotionally removed scientific analysis that we're renowned for, we can't deny that it did sync okay. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad number of syncs. What? What was that?
Yeah, not a bad number of syncs.
I invented a word, but that's how...
Is your Predator vocals sampler breaking?
Yes, it is. The secret is that I've actually recorded a number of my own words. A number of words that the human James Barron says, and I've actually been a Predator this whole time on mic. Just playing all these various samples back. I've got an Ableton Live in front of me, and I'm just pressing buttons and playing various James samples that I prepared earlier. Yes.
The real James is fine. He just, stopped after episode 10.
Yeah.
And the Predator took over.
I summoned a Predator for this.
Yeah.
He's on the mic. Oh, God. Yeah, so I think it was okay. It was good. Like, sync's good. Yes. I would say, 5 or 6. All right.
Yeah. Let's give it a 6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the, back of the box pull quote, James Barron, all right. That'll be it.
Can you, I know it's such bad taste if we give ourselves an iTunes review for this podcast. But actually, anyone who wants to, give us 5 stars, but still say, James Barron, all right.
It's all right. Yeah, that's how I'd rate our podcast, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, there we go. That's been Predator on the Pink Floyd Experience. The Pink Floyd Experience is like the cover of our podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, What are we doing next week, Gareth?
Oh, man.
What are we...
So when we're looking for these syncs, it's as if we're finding love in a place we didn't expect it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's as if we're driving a driver's ed car onto the motorway. It just shouldn't be happening. Or it's as if we're a computer program trying to choose clothes for a person. It's as if we're clueless.
Oh!
So let's watch Clueless.
Hell yeah. I love this movie. I'm hyped.
Clueless is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
Clueless. That's a movie I haven't seen in a long time, Gareth.
No, I haven't seen it since the hottest day of the year in Auckland a couple years ago.
Oh, wow. That's so appropriate.
Yeah, when all the Predators were coming out.
Yeah, it's it's boiling hot in New Zealand at the moment, listeners. It's summertime, just after Christmas. So weird if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, but we're living it up. Predator style.
The sun just shining on our laptops as we watch Predator on the bus.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, and I suppose it's time for us to get back on the bus.
Yeah, the bus to the next podcast.
Yeah, the bus to LA?
Oh.
Beverly Hills?
Okay.
Is that where Clueless is set?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
California.
Oh, well, I've been Gareth Blackler.
I've been James Barron. Hi. Bye.
James Barron. All right.
All right.
Check out Pink Floyd on Twitter and Facebook and Letterboxd and YouTube and everything you like.
Yep.
Until then, we're going to fire off our self-destructs and we'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon. Shout out James Baston.
Ooh.
Yeah, specific shout out there. This space for rent.